Hello, let's talk about Plnt Brbrns by Rby Dxn, a 2015 science fiction romance erotica book. I come to Rby Dxn from Bull Moon Rising, which is one of her more recent books. This is the Royal Artificers Guild, which, judging from the kind of the narrative complexity, and kind of writing of the two, Bull Moon Rising is definitely, it's more of a novel. This is fun. I was sick and I read this, and it was the perfect thing to read when I was sick. It was just like I was completely brain dead and I needed something super light and fun. And this was that, with maybe some caveats of not so fun things in the book. Yeah, this is short. This is like 188 pages. Long. It is very much a romance book style stat. It's the structure of, you have alternating chapters of one chapter is Georgie Carruthers, the Earth Girl, in this case, a 22-year-old woman from Orlando, and Vectel, a 7-foot-tall, blue-skinned, horned, muscular, tribal chief barbarian with an overwhelming urge to please the Georgie, who he has decided who is his mate. So yeah, you alternate chapters between the two. This feels very much more. If I was going to say, this is like the pilot episode of a series, and indeed this goes on for quite a few novels. And the next one in the series it sounds like it'll focus on a different pair within the same kind of grouping of people. So we'll kind of continue the story, but we'll have yet a different romance, which is very much the kind of the quick and dirty, definitely good dirty bits, I guess, in here of a romance novel. So yeah, Georgie gets abducted by aliens, not Vectel alien, but these other alien. There's actually two species. There seems to be one kind of a little green men who are running things, and then there's these much more savage, brutal, what are called basketball head. They have kind of like knobbly orange skin, like a basketball, who are the ones that have these women are treating them like cattle. And I mean, I guess that's the one thing to say. At the beginning of this book, I think 2015, maybe we weren't quite as much into, well, I don't know. The start of this book opens with there is a brutal rape, not of Georgie, but of a different character in the book. So it's there to kind of show the stakes and to kind of hammer home the fact that these women are, they're cattle. They're being sex trafficked by really brutal, nasty people. So and that happens. The woman who is raped doesn't really get a resolution in there. It's sort of used as a plot point. There's an introduction in the one that I read, which was sort of like, this was early in the series, and I was somewhat in a dark place, and I do not, and sort of saying I do not go there. Past this point, things are much more lighter going on. So you have to take that as it will, but you have to get past that. But after that, basically they end up abandoned, all the women. There's it seems like there's like six. There's like a bunch of women who have been put in stasis, and then Georgie and a couple of other ones, Liz, Chris, various other ones are extras that are just shoved in this hold, awake and able to kind of fend for themselves. They are abandoned on a ice planet. So, and it's as someone said, it's not Hoth. It's savagely, brutally cold out there. And it's like they are not equipped for this. And Georgie sort of is the one who ends up volunteering to go out and scout and try and find some sort of help. And luckily enough, comes across a Vectel. This, as I said, 7-foot tall, blue skin, muscular, hung horned hunter. At this point, we just know him as a hunter. He is definitely your flawless rescue stud. He just happens to be a blue one. I guess it's a measure of exactly how much we're going to be into this, and you're going to be super happy to have this hung barbarian. That his basic welcoming move is some oral sex, which Georgie enthusiastically is up for. So that, when I said there was a rape scene earlier, I guess it's because we're in the fantasy world and it's like, this is the kind of the stuff that we're going to like. It's good. It's a good thing we're going to go with. And he pretty much immediately feels like he's thrumming, and he's connected to her and she's going to be his mate. There's a language barrier, which they play kind of that Dxn plays with quite well at the beginning. We do kind of, we have to have some kind of science fictional stuff to kind of circumvent that as we go along. But it's a good kind of, at this like kind of an opening chapter, it's a good kind of survival story in the things. And there's a good question of like, well, how are they going to survive on this ice planet and stuff like that? And yeah, there is lots of enthusiastic sex with a big 7 foot tall barbarian, where the anatomical things you don't have to worry about. It's always enough room, if you know what I mean. It's always great, and there's always enough room and things like that. So it is a fun opening book. It is not reinventing the wheel. It is not. I was sick, and it was the perfect kind of junky read that way. I think what I did is I bought the next one in the series for basically the next time I need that kind of thing. That's probably when I'll return to this. I'm not going to obsessively now buy the entire series and read my way all the way through them. I'd probably be more interested with Dxn's Royal Artificer Guild series. Though for that, the Bull Moon Rising, the first one, is definitely was quite good. Even though that was a bad back at that point. That got me through that, but it was definitely a couple of levels up. This, I know what I'm getting. It's like, this is like, a junky your 1 hour story kind of thing. It's not like 1 hour, but it's in that kind of realm of things, undemanding, and I enjoyed myself. So yes, that is Ice Planet Barbarian by Rby Dxn. I have been Jay, sharing my romance erotica read for this month, and yeah, more videos later.